This is what Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu said on Piers Morgan 6 months ago.
You distance yourself from comments like that?
There are many comments.
When he called for the Palestinian town of Awara to be wiped out?
Of course not. Of course, that's totally unacceptable. And he said,
should someone like him
he corrected.
Should somebody?
But wait a minute. Be fair to him. I don't know if it was 20 minutes later or 30 minutes later or whatever, or a few hours later, he said, I was misunderstood. That's not what I meant. We don't believe, he doesn't believe, and by the way, I know him, got to work with him now a few months. We don't believe in collective punishment. I go after the terrorists, I go after those who support the terrorists, but I don't believe in collective punishment.
But this is how former Deputy Foreign Minister of Israel got caught by Al Jazeera journalist.
Secretary General of the UN, Antonio Guterres, said that he was deeply distressed by Israel's announcement of a siege on the Gaza Strip. He said that the humanitarian situation, quote, will only deteriorate exponentially and that crucial life-saving supplies, including fuel, food, and water, must be allowed into Gaza. So the UN is saying you must do this. You are saying you're not going to do this. How do you?
No, we're not saying that.
He's saying do it. He's saying doing it immediately. What I'm saying is what you're doing.
No.
He's saying doing it immediately.
I got you. I'll tell you exactly what we're saying. I'm saying we will do everything for the Gazan people. Once and now, we demand immediate surrender, unconditional surrender of Hamas. If Hamas people come out with their hands up and clear their weapons, believe me, everything will be restored to Gaza. It is Hamas in Hamas hands.
Now I understand. Thank you for clarifying that, sir. I think we're actually on the same page here. You're saying that once Hamas leaves, you'll grant the Gazan people food, shelter, fuel, electricity, hospitals, schooling. And if they don't, and if Hamas doesn't leave, then they'll continue to starve and die in hospitals. You are defining for the international community right now collective punishment. You're saying until Hamas acts differently, the 2 million people in Gaza are going to be treated this way. And once Hamas acts differently, these 2 million people in Gaza will be treated better. That is exactly what collective punishment is. You're holding them accountable for the actions of others. That is the definition, the textbook definition of collective punishment, sir. Now, you may accept that that's what you want to do, but this is absolutely a contravention of international law.
No, had we pushed them into the wall, we're not pushing them to the wall. We want to open a humanitarian corridor so they can leave. But if Hamas...
So that who can leave? Citizens? You're saying civilians can leave, but only through the Rafah border, correct?
At this point, yes.
So they can't come...
Where else?
Your country! They can come into Israel!
I'm telling you one more thing I want to say.
I
want you to address that point. Don't just smile, sir, respectfully.
If this is not genocide, then what is genocide? This is clear genocide according to UN Convention on Genocide 1948. Quran chapter 5 verse 8 clearly states that your hate for a community must not blur your humanity, your understanding, your conscience. So, if Hamas is using civilians to get their political gains, if Hamas is using civilians because they hate Israelis, if Israelis are punishing resident civilians of Gaza for punishing Hamas, they have both allowed their judgment to be blurred by hate.